So welcome back to the social class for class 8. As we discussed on the last time, and we was on the last sessions, the chapter 9, the women caste and their reform. We found that how the women and the lower caste of the societies are dominated by the higher caste in the society. There also we found like many social reformers are there who try to eradicate the social evil believing among the peoples of India. Like out of that, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, like Arya Samaj, Pratana Samaj, like Vivekananda, and many more come out there who try to do a good for the society, to upliftment of the downtrodden of the society. So the last time we was discussed on the caste and the social reform, as well as we already found that like the demand for equality and justice among the people of the country, which they believing that those who are enjoying in high status in the society at present moment, that means during those time, they are the Aryans who are supposed to come from the other country and dominated their indigenous people. And that land actually belonged to the low caste people. As per the believing and as per the said, especially the lower caste people, which they demanding more on that. In another side, we also found that like Jyotirao Phule, who was a social reformers who wrote a book, Gulamgiri, in 1873, which they are comparing the books of the American Civil War with the struggle of the social evil, which the downtrodden of people, especially the low caste peoples, which they demanding to equality among the people. And exactly the things we found during the Indian nationalist movement also, like during the civil disobedience movement, like where the Dalit Class People's Association was formed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, E.V. Ramaswamy Nikkar, many more there who fight for their own dignity and identity, especially for the lower caste people, which they demanding the equality should be there in the society. It should not be held by only the upper caste of people, which they are enjoying more, and the low caste people should be like this bondage labor, which they have transferred the generations one after another generations. Today we'll discuss the same topic out of that, who could enter the temple, which you can say them as a temple entry movement, which was started in the 1927 till 1935, temple entry movement led by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he was an intellectual people and he was belonged to a Mahar tribe in Maharashtra. Though in society he was from the lower caste people. But today you see, today which we have a constitutions, which we have an amendment, law, rules and regulations, all are confined by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He studied in USA and learned many things from the other part of the country, where the social discriminations are not more on that. The equalities are found. So as part of that, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar started a temple entry movement in 1927 to 1935, especially fight for the downtrodden people, and which I already said that, which he found them into the Indian nationalist movement. From the 1920 when the non-cooperation movement was there, 1930 the civil disobedience movement. So there the demanding of the society, different sectors of societies are demanding more on the right for their, like the provincial electoral right, like more seat in the provincial elections, to demanding high status means equal share reservation seat for seat in the educational institutions. So that's the sum of the demand here. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar believing that the aim was to make everyone see the powers of caste prejudice within the society. It means not that when the countries will get independence only for the high caste people. When we say the country India, in India, which we refer them as diversity country, either Muslim, Hindu, Christian, Parsis, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikh, many tribes, many communities of peoples are there, religion peoples are there. So when we fight for the nations, we'll fight together. We cannot left out the one sectors of the society as a down. If the countries are free, that means for all. It means not that those poor high caste peoples who fight the independence of the nations and they got independence from the Britishers and they are holding the low caste people. No. It will be free for all, irrespective of caste and color. Everyone should be enjoying society, liberty, equality, fraternity, brotherhood should be found there. And this is their basic idea, which they found that who could enter the temple, especially which this movement was started in 1927 till 1935. And during those times, only the rich class peoples are ritually practicing in the temple. The low caste people should be stay out of the temples and they are from the far away they are praying. So we believe that gods are for all. The god is not only for the high caste people, the god is not only for the white people, the god is for all. And it's not necessary that you have to come to the nearby the god and prayer. You can be prayer from the outside, from your home also. The gods are everywhere, it's said it. So regarding on this temple entry movement, only rich class peoples are entering temple and prayer, and low caste peoples are not allowed to be inside the temple for prayer. So that's make difficult for the low caste people because they believe that the gods are for all. So lower caste or either you are a high caste, but everyone should be enter into the temples for their prayer. The temple is not only for the rich class. The god is not only for the rich class. So God is for all. So the poor people, especially like the downtrodden people, low caste people, can also be enter into the temple. That is their basic idea, which they launched temple entry movement in 1927 to 1935. Now the next topic, that is on the non-Burman movement. Here on we found that the non-Burman movement, especially mostly we found in the central India and southern part of the India. Like out of that we found like E.V. Ramaswamy, Nichols, Periyar. So many peoples are there. In India, though you already know that the certifications like Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Sudras, Vaishyas are there. So as out of that, some may be rich, some may be poor, some may be downtrodden, some may be high caste, low caste. So as per that, the society should be equally live for all. When it's come for work, only the low caste people should be do. When it's go for the enjoyment on some other party, so there the high caste will enjoy. So how it could be work? So there we mostly found that the low caste peoples are now organizing themselves, which I already said, they are demanding for the provincial elections seat, like reservations in the educational institutions, so which they start demanding there. They don't want to be in the hand of the high caste people. So later sections when we study on the nationalist movement, there we found and Mahatma Gandhi give them as the Harijan, that means children of the God, those untouchable people especially. So as for that, non-Brahmin peoples, they started moving there, and out of that like the E.V. Ramaswamy, Nichols, out of that, who believing that those high caste peoples, they're supposed to come from the other country as an Aryan, and they are come to dominate to the indigenous people and original peoples of the area, and they are occupy them, and their original peoples are make them as a slave, and ultimately some become the high caste, some become the low caste, and they are using them continuously generations after generations. So that is not good policy. So that's they are opposing on that. And there also we found like the Periyar founded the self-respect movement. Everyone's have the self-respect. You have your self-respect, I have my self-respect in everyone. It means not that whatever you do, that means the respect will not get. You have some self-respect. That's why you keep it up, to goodness or badness. So self-respect should be there. So the Periyar founded the self-respect movement, where they are giving its importance to the lower caste people, where they can be enjoying in the society more. And he also said that, especially in the Manu's Code, that means the book, like if you remember that Samaveda, Rig Veda, Athurva Veda, and there when the compilings of the books are even in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, it is not dividing, it's not written there the high caste, low caste more on that. So why the peoples are making differentiations and against that? It is not written in like in the Bhagavad Gita, that low caste peoples are this, high caste peoples are this, low caste will be dominated. It's not written there. So how they are making by themselves rules and regulations? And that is the major questions, especially found during the Periyar founded the self-respect, and which he is questioning as per the inscriptions found in the ancient texts of the Hinduism. But there also we found that some of the high caste peoples of the society of the Hindu, like the Orthodox Hindu Society, Sanatan Dharma Sabhas, Bharat Dharma Mahamadal in the north, and Brahmin Sabha in Bengal, who are object on the ideas of self-respect, who are opposing the demands of the like E.V. Ramaswamy and Periyar, that kind of things, and that should not be there. How they are follow, the low should be low, high should be high. So some of corners of the society, especially the high caste peoples, are again opposing to the lower caste. So that's make a problem to we come together as a fight together for the nations, high caste and low caste. But later sections today we found that there's that low caste like Sudras, which they're declaring them as the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. So they are also enjoying in the high status at the present moment after the reservation seat, which they got like in the politics also, like in educational institutions also, they got some reservations of the seat there. So, but today when we say that in society it may be the divisions and thinking of the divisive policy, high caste people or low caste people, but both are the human beings together. Either you are from the low caste or you are from the high caste, but we should not be make a differentiation among us. Peoples are make differentiation among themselves. If there are no differentiation among themselves, so there will be no one come to say that you are from the high caste, you are from the low caste. Every human beings are right to be live in the world, so in those on earth. So that they should be live free. So we cannot make them to be slave for a longer time. We cannot be make them to be down looking downward for forever. So they also be grown up. So they also know their right. So being equality, liberty, and fraternity when we say about all those stuff. So that much only here for this topic. And besides also like organizations, organizing for reform like the Brahma Samaj, the Young Bengal Movement, the Ramakrishna Mission, Swami Vivekananda, Pratana Samaj, Veda Samaj, Aligarh Movement, and the Singh Sabha Movement. So those are organized by the different parties of their own leaders indifferently. Some fought for the downtrodden people, especially for the lower caste people. Some fought for the upliftment of the women educations. Some fought for the well-being of the society, like social evils to be eradicated, reducing and remarriage system. So that's are already given the some who are founder of that and when they are formed. So the things you study it, and after this study, if you have any doubt and any confusions, then you can be asked me. So I concluded this chapter here. So next chapter we'll go to the history same. The next chapter we'll go to chapter 11. So chapter 10 is out of syllabus for this year. So chapter 11, the next sessions we will go there. So we'll discuss mostly from the 1870 to the 1947. So these chapters are the coming chapters will be an important chapter, so which is need for the higher class also. So for today that much only there. Thank you.